Hi, everyone, and welcome to New Student and Family Programs 2021 Orientation Leader Information Session. We are super excited that you are interested in potentially wearing the stripes with us this summer. As we go over this information, this will tell you everything that you need to know about becoming an orientation leader and about the application process. We hope that after watching this video, that not only will you still be interested in wearing the stripes, but that you'll go ahead and submit your application to be a 2021 orientation leader. At the conclusion of this video, you'll have the opportunity to get a password, and you'll put that password into your application and be able to submit your application. So let's get started. This is the orientation leader mission statement. Each year, orientation leaders have an opportunity to create their own mission statement. While I'm not going to read it to you, this was the mission statement for our 2020 orientation leaders. They came up with this mission statement at their 2020 orientation leader retreat and hopefully have upheld everything that they thought that they were going to do at the beginning of this year. For our 2021 orientation leaders, they'll come up with their own mission statement and what they hope to accomplish and the legacy that they hope to leave with our Florida State University community. In addition to creating a mission statement, our orientation leaders also create a mantra. This mantra is really meant to be a rallying call for when we're not feeling as motivated as we would like to be. The 2020 mantra for the year was "Make it unforgettable." And as you might remember, as we navigated COVID-19, it was certainly an unforgettable summer. And so we certainly think that our 2020 orientation leaders upheld this mantra. And we look forward to the mantra and the mission of our 2021 orientation leader team. This is our new student and family program staff. New student and family programs aims to assist new students and families in their transition to Florida State University community through innovative partnerships, programs, and resources. We have our director, Allison Leach Hughes, myself, Pearson, serving as the assistant director, and John Tilley as our other assistant director as well. We also have Irma, who serves as our program associate to make sure everyone at NSFP is getting paid and that we're navigating all the financial things that NSFP needs to take care of. We have two graduate assistants who are graduate students in the College of Education, Leah Mudd and Lindsay Ramos, who also help us with all of our wonderful programs. In addition to our professional and graduate staff, we also have student assistants that work in our office throughout the fall, spring, and summer. All of these students are former orientation leaders and are really going to be great resources for you to be able to rely on throughout your orientation leader experience. Myself and Lindsay are the two primary people who coordinate the orientation leader program. However, you'll see all members of our staff throughout the application process and throughout your orientation leader experience. This is the beginning of our 2021 orientation leader team. We are really excited to begin building this team. We know that this year will be just as unforgettable as last year. So we're really looking forward to working with our team captain, McKenna Campbell Hutz. She'll serve in that role as the overall undergraduate student that's really responsible for cohesion amongst our entire team. We also have team leaders. These 6 students are really going to make sure that your orientation leader's experience is as best as it possibly can be. These 6 students have been selected from the 2020 team to come back and really be facilitators of a great experience. So we're really looking forward to watching Jose Acuna, Rosa Janelli Cartagena, Kaylee Hearn, India Adams, Jordana Wislow, and Sierra Coiner as they welcome the 2021 orientation team. So we have those 7 people already selected for our team. The next set of folks that we're going to be selecting are our orientation peer leaders and our orientation leaders. Our orientation peer leaders are going to be orientation leaders that are also returning for a second year, but aren't in as elevated of a capacity as our team leaders. But they'll be there to mentor and really help us with morale as well. Right now, we're looking for 30 orientation leaders that are coming in to be a first-time orientation leader. Not necessarily a first-year student, so you're welcome to apply if you're a first year, second year, third year, or even a fourth year, as long as you're coming back for the fall semester. And so we're really excited to open this position to new orientation leaders and continue to build our team. Why become an orientation leader? So there's lots of really fantastic reasons to become an orientation leader, and this list is not exhaustive at all. But becoming an orientation leader is a great opportunity to learn and grow. Not only do you learn and grow intrinsically about yourself, but you learn and grow about our institution and about all of the great things that you can be as a leader. And full transparency, orientation leader is a fantastic resume builder. You get an opportunity to work with a diverse group of people, more people than you might ever work with in your entire life. You get to work with all kinds of campus partners and really get to learn a different side of the university. It's a fantastic summer job. So it won't interfere with any fall or spring classes, and it's an opportunity to get paid to do something that is really fun over the summer. It is a great networking opportunity. You get to meet all of our incoming students that are coming into Florida State University, as well as their family members. And you get to be the campus expert to really make sure that their transition is as fluid as it possibly can be. It's an extremely rewarding position. You really get an opportunity to grow in who you are and feel fulfilled at the end of your orientation leader experience. It's a chance to tell the world why you love FSU. We all know that there are some things that we struggle with at FSU, but we also know that there are some really fantastic opportunities at FSU as well. And so we look forward to you being able to tell the whole world why you love FSU. We have a little slogan here where we say, first you become a part of it, and then it becomes a part of you. Meaning, first you become an orientation leader, and then orientation leader becomes a little part of who you are. And so we're really excited for you to potentially join our really large family of orientation leaders. The photo that you see at the top there is a combination of two teams put together, because once you're an orientation leader, you're a part of something really special at Florida State University. And last but certainly not least, becoming an orientation leader is a lot of fun. We like to believe that if you're not having fun, we're not doing it right. So we hope that you'll have a little fun with us this year. Application requirements. So, what does it take to become an orientation leader? We do have a GPA requirement because we want you to be the best student that you possibly can be. So, if you're a first year student, we do ask that you have a GPA of 3.75 or higher coming out of high school. If you're a second year student or higher already at FSU, we ask that you have a 2.75 or higher. This is going to be based off your academic year and not necessarily your credits. So we know that our FSU students are incredibly smart and brilliant and come in with lots of credits in their first year. But we want to know, is this your first year at FSU, your second year at FSU, or your third year at FSU, or so on? You do have to be in good academic and judicial standing. You do have to be a full-time student taking at least 12 credit hours in both the fall that you apply, so this fall, the following spring, so spring 2021, and the following fall, so fall 2021 as well. You can't graduate before December 2021. The reason that we ask you not to graduate before December 2021 is because we really want you to be able to be here for our students when they start classes in the summer and the fall of 2021. And so we ask that you don't graduate before then. Unfortunately, you won't be able to take any classes during the summer, but we promise that orientation leader will be a lot to handle. There will be some exceptions to this. We might be able to offer some online opportunities for classes, but more than anything, you'll really want to invest in our new students and families over the summer. The length of the position. So we'll select our orientation leaders in November, and you'll serve in the orientation leader role until May 2022. So we do have several orientations that take place over the fall and the spring, and as available, you'll be able to work those as well. So in addition to being a great summer job, you also have the opportunity to make some money during the semester as well. Your employment hours will vary a little bit depending on the structure of orientation. We all recognize that there are some challenges navigating COVID-19, and we're unsure what is to come in the future. And so your hours are going to be dependent upon whether or not we do an in person orientation or an online orientation. So this past summer, we had the opportunity to do an online orientation and really showcase how world famous our orientation leaders are and how world famous our orientation leader program is. And so we recognize that that is a challenging thing to navigate, but we also know that we're resilient enough to manage it together. What are the time commitments for being an orientation leader? So, orientation leader is a great opportunity to really focus on your time management skills. While there's a lot of time commitments, all of these time commitments are fun. If you remember going back to that list of why become an orientation leader, everything that we do, it's a lot of fun. So we have a leadership development training that is every Wednesday in the spring semester. And the spring semester, it'll be held from 8 to 11 a.m. That's going to be a great opportunity to connect with your entire team. That's where a lot of that learning and growing is really going to happen. Learning about yourself, learning about your teammates, and learning about your university. We'll also have some monthly orientation leader retreats. These are going to be great times to really invest in the orientation leader experience. And so we're asked that you are available during these times. We also want to recognize that our orientation leaders interact with students and family members from all walks of life, backgrounds, and cultures. And so we do require that you attend the Multicultural Leadership Summit. As the Center for Leadership and Social Change continues to navigate what the Multicultural Leadership Summit will be, we'll be sure to provide those dates as far in advance as we possibly can. You'll also have an opportunity to have a strike squad. A strike squad is a smaller group of orientation leaders that are going to be led by a team leader group. This is really your opportunity to feel at home amongst the orientation leader team. And so those will be held every Monday from 8 to 11. It may not go the entire time, but it is a really great opportunity to connect with a small group of people that are all orientation leaders, all navigating towards the same goal as you. In May, we'll navigate training camp where we'll really start to get prepared for our orientation sessions. Then starts lots more fun. So, all of our first time in college sessions will be in June or July. And so, those are our sessions where our first year students are coming in and preparing for their FSU experience. There's also the opportunity to work upper division transfer student sessions that are usually the last 2 weeks in July on Mondays and Fridays. We'll then reconvene in August to get ready for Welcome Week and August orientation sessions. Please note that the things that are highlighted in Garnet are the paid commitments. So some things are paid and some things are unpaid as an orientation leader. You can notice that the things where you're really learning, growing, going through the training, those things are going to be unpaid commitments. However, once you start working orientation, those will be paid commitments. Something that's really important to note here is as we continue to navigate COVID-19, most of these things are going to be online up until April, if not after April. So we want to be transparent and let you know that we're still not quite sure how the US and Florida State University will continue to navigate COVID-19. But this opportunity will be available no matter what. So right now we're preparing to make a fantastic digital and virtual experience for our orientation leaders. So, no need to worry. You'll just need access to technology to be able to participate in this experience. And as we get closer to time, we'll let you know whether those orientation sessions will be in person or online. Orientation leader experience. So, our orientation leaders are really a huge family. It's the perfect opportunity to make Florida State University feel at home. And so, we've got some of these pictures that really navigate, that really showcase the wonderful experience that is a Stripe Squad. So, this was actually McKenna's Stripe Squad last year, and seeing how close that they were. We're really looking forward to our team retreats to make sure that our orientation leaders feel a part of something really special. And so later on, you'll have the opportunity to hear from orientation leaders at our Q&As online. But just know that the orientation leader experience is where you're going to feel at home. So, some things that are provided versus not provided. We like to be really transparent to make sure that our orientation leaders know what materials are provided to them. Please note that these materials will be provided if we are in person to make sure that you represent Florida State University as best as you possibly can. So, we'll provide you with a night zero shirt, that wonderful striped polo that everyone knows so well, a day two shirt, and housing accommodations if we are in person. Though also will be some meals provided during training camp and being able to eat during orientation sessions. However, the things that are not provided are khaki pants and shorts, a neutral or FSU colored shoes. They must be closed toed with laces, and a black or brown belt. Again, we'll follow up with this about the uniform a little bit closer to time when we know whether or not we'll be navigating this experience in online or in person. No matter what, though, we can promise you that the striped polo isn't going anywhere. So we'll make sure that you have that whether we're online or in person. Some financial considerations. We want to be upfront about what is expected of orientation leaders. So, some things that you might want to consider is that there are some things that are part of the uniform that are not provided. And so, we talked a little bit about the belts, the shoes, the shorts. Those things are not going to be provided. However, if we are online, you might not need uniform items such as belt, shoes, and shorts. So something for you to consider, but not necessarily required. We also want you to consider what your housing looks like. If we are in person, we will be living on campus, which means if you have an off campus housing, you will need to sublease that or be comfortable with paying that rent while not living there at least 5 days a week. The orientation leader position is a compensated position. Our compensation is $10 an hour at approximately 35 hours a week for 6 weeks. Please note that your paycheck might vary depending on how you fill out your taxes and what the orientation structure might look like. Again, still navigating whether we're going to be in person or online. If we're in person, we'll have some meals that will be provided during training camp weekends, but some of those meals will need to be provided for you. You will need to provide for yourself. And then you also might consider working an additional job when you're on orientation breaks. We know that everyone's financial considerations are totally different. And so we wanted to be upfront about these financial considerations while also saying that this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And so we hope that these things will highlight some things for you to consider. So, what does an orientation leader do? An orientation leader role is really multifaceted. And so, we've included some pictures on what that role might look like. And so we have some family members where orientation leaders are leading small groups and really getting an opportunity to engage with family members that come to orientation. In new student and family programs, we believe that family members are a vital partner in the student experience. And so we want to make sure that whomever is your family, whomever you consider family is, if they choose to come to orientation and participate with you, that we're able to provide them with those resources as well. Our orientation leaders also get an opportunity to work with our incoming students. And this can look really different depending on whether we're online or in person. You can see some of those in person photos where you're able to interact with your student groups, or you might be leading a small group online via Zoom, which is also really fantastic. As you can see in the photos, you'll get a very unique Zoom background and really be able to interact with your student groups in some really unique ways. Another role that has traditionally been a part of the orientation leader role is a floater. As you can see, orientation leaders have really made floating kind of a fun and funny thing. And so these photos are of people floating. And what floating means is that you're really responsible for some of the behind the scenes logistics at orientation. So you might be responsible for putting things up or making sure that we have all of our materials, moving a lot of boxes. The wonderful thing about floating is it's one of the most important positions on the team. And so, whether or not you're working with students or working with family members or being a floater, you are vital to ensuring that the orientation experience for all students and families goes smoothly. More on the orientation leader experience. It's a very multifaceted role and a role where we like to believe that together we can achieve more and that we are better than the me. And so you're a student leader, you're a team member, and you're also an FSU employee. We'll tell you all about what it means to serve in these multiple roles and really be able to best represent yourself as a student, your team, as well as your university. So, what does the application process look like? So, first step is to watch this recorded information session. So, congratulations on completing step one of your application. Next, you'll complete an online application that has some short answer prompts, as well as ask you to list some things that you've been involved in. Then, for everyone who has a completed application, you'll be eligible to participate in a Garnet Round interview. That Garnet Round interview will be with you and one other person, where you'll have an opportunity to get on Zoom and interview with part of our staff. Attire is very casual, and we'll just ask you a couple of questions, very conversational like. After that, selected applicants will then move on to a gold round of interviews. Those interviews will be individual, and so you'll really have an opportunity to shine solo. You'll be notified the second week of November if you've been selected as an orientation leader. You'll have an opportunity to sign your student leader contract accepting the position, and then you'll have an opportunity to meet your entire team on November 19th at 7 p.m. And we're really excited to meet the entire team. What does that application process look like? So, the application asks you to list some previous things that you've been involved in. And so, this can include several things. You'll have a couple of different open ended places where you can type in what you've been involved in. So, that could be work experience if you've worked at a fast food restaurant or a clothing store, maybe in your hometown. Those are absolutely things that we want to know about. What were you involved in? Any clubs or organizations? So, what student organizations or service organizations that you've been a part of? Any high school opportunities, whether those are clubs or sports, and of course, any college opportunities or honors. You'll have the opportunity to tell us what organization that you've been in and what position you might have held in that position. The short answer. So, we're going to ask you to provide a picture of a group of people that you have worked with, had a relationship with, or who have provided you with support. As I've talked about previously, orientation leader is a big family opportunity. It's where we want you to feel at home amongst your team. And so we want to know a little bit about what has been the role of relationships or teams in your life been? Are you looking for a group of people to provide support, or have you had that support before in your life? We just want to know a little bit more about that. What excites you most about being an orientation leader? Why did you choose Florida State University? And what's your 2020 song of the year? So, we tried to make our application as fun and enjoyable as we possibly can. So, we're really looking forward to you submitting that. Additional information that we want to share. We do ask that our orientation leaders disassociate from their fraternities or sororities during the period of May through August. So we recognize that many of our incoming students are really interested in being a part of the fraternity and sorority life community, and we don't want our orientation leaders to influence that decision for them. And so we ask that they just not tell incoming students what organization that they're a part of. It's a nice little secret to keep for just a couple of months. And then you can be like these wonderful folks and reveal what organization that you're a part of at the end of your orientation leader experience. So, hearing from the Stripes, usually during a traditional information session, you would have the opportunity to hear from the Stripes and talk to folks who have been an orientation leader. We're really looking forward to hosting 3 live streams with our 2020 orientation leaders to answer questions about what their orientation leader experience has been about. So, we're really hoping that you'll join us on September 30th, October 6th, and October 9th to ask questions. If there are specific questions that this video didn't answer, go ahead and submit those via the link below. You can also submit questions on our Instagram as well, and we'll open that at the beginning of each week. A little final reminder about the application timeline. So, the application timeline is going to open on September 28th, very soon. And then you'll have the opportunity to turn in your application by Monday, October 12th. But don't delay. Feel free to get those applications in early. Our Garnet round of interviews will take place October 14th through the 23rd, and then our Gold round of interviews will take place October 26th through November 6th. Again, notification and contract signing will happen in November, and then you'll have the opportunity to meet your entire team on November 19th. So here's that last part that I told you was going to be revealed in the video. So as a part of your application, you'll need to enter "wear the stripes" as your password for completing this application. That's "wear," WEAR, the stripes. So we're really, really excited for you to be a part of this experience. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in that link below or email myself or Lindsay Ramos to get those answered. We hope to see your application soon. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks for listening.